Hello there everyone, it's Cassie and welcome back to my YouTube channel for another video. Today I'm going to be playing with the Not Too Shabby stamp of the month for November, and it is called Cup of Cheer, and there are matching dies. So if you are interested in this, it is a subscription based thing and you'll get a percentage off if you do that. But if you choose to just buy it separate, you can get it for full price. However, like I said, there's a discount. You can get the stamp separately or you can get the stamp and die combo. So there's that darling little set with the matching dies. So let's jump in and get started stamping. I've pulled out two of those darling little images. We've got the penguin and the cup. I'm going to ink this up with some Memento Tuxedo black ink and stamp that down onto some Express It cardstock because I'm going to be doing some Copic coloring. And I love these cute images, those big eyes. They're just, amazing. So I'm going to put all the colors up on the screen as I get them going, but we are starting with some reds. And I'm just going to put down my lightest color first. That's typically how I like to color with Copics, is go lightest to darkest. I know that a lot of folks that have been coloring for a long time will do dark to light because they've just kind of mastered that way of doing it. And there's really just no right or wrong way to color. It's just whatever you're comfortable with. And I've been coloring with Copics since about 2008. So it's been a while and I still do lightest to darkest. It's just what I'm comfortable with. It's how I feel I can get the best blend. And so don't compare yourself to others. You know, you do what you're happy with. And then what I like to do after I've done my lightest, mid-tone, and then darkest is I go backwards and go back in with my mid-tone and then come back in with my lightest. And you'll see that I've got this fun, almost like a pinky red color for his hat and his mug. So we're finishing up on his hat and his mug using that lightest color. And then we'll start taking care of some of those details. So we'll come in and use some, color in his cheeks and color in the candy cane. And then we're going to do his beak and his feet. And we're doing some Y26, and then I'm going to come in with YR27, which looks really harsh right there. And that's where the blending comes in super handy because then it really comes together once you do a little bit of blending. For our greens, we're going to go with a bright green. And so I've got some YG05, and then we're going to come in with a YG09, and then we have to color our little penguin. So I decided to use some cool tones when it came to our penguin, putting in a few details here and there, some C1 on his hat and the marshmallows. And then we'll do some C4 for him. And then we'll come in with a darker so that we can get that darker shade going. But I love the style of stamp. It's so cute. He's chubby. He's enjoying some hot cocoa. He's adorable. And so we brought in our C6. And then once again, I'll bring in that C4 just to blend out a little bit of that area. And then, of course, we have to color in the hot cocoa. So we've got E99 and we have E37. And then we're going to flip it and we're going to do our little cocoa cup. So again, with that same color, I feel like the two cards that I end up making would make a really cute little set. And I show you a simple background technique that will make holiday cards really pretty simple if you decide to use it. All right, so we are going to come in with those greens, but I'm going to start with a YG01. That is going to be our lightest green. Well, yellow green in this case, but it'll all make sense when you see the background colors that I have chosen. So now we're going to come in with the YG05 as our mid-tone and color this mug basically the same way I did the other one, just using different colors. You'll notice I don't always go to the edges when I am coloring. Oftentimes that is to give the illusion that there is depth to the piece, that the image is rounded. It just tricks your eye a little bit, and so then now we'll work backwards with YG05 and then that YG01. And I just love how that really pops. We'll have to bring in those reds again, because like I said, this could definitely make a set of cards. So we're using that R43, and then we're going to bring in the darker color. So we are only doing the mid-tone that I used for the last one, our mid-tone and our darkest, which is the R37. And then we'll blend that out as well. And then just add a few little finishing touches here and there, like take care of the leaves on the berries. And I have fun coloring images like this. Imagine stamping a bunch of them out and coloring while you're watching TV or something. All right, now I'm going to pull in the matching die, tack that down with a little bit of mint tape, and we'll run that through our die cutting machine. I love that the matching die can also cut out the word Merry Christmas. I think that's great. So now we're going to do our background. This is actually really simple. I'm bringing in these ElectroPop. This one's the Screamin' Green, and I'm going to bring in a Blender Buddy. And we're just going to do circular. So I'm going to start with where the center would be and work that out, radiate out. And I chose to stick to mostly on that left-hand side, so that will go off the edge a little bit, but it adds some interest to do so. Just kind of making that circle bigger, making sure we have a decent blend. But this is just an easy way to spotlight an image, especially when you're using ElectroPop colors. And this one is our Raging Red ElectroPop. I love these. I don't have all the colors in the ElectroPop neon inks, but I really should remedy that. Right? I have full set syndrome for everything. Okay, and that was easy for that one as well. Now I'm going to pull in a couple pieces, a couple strips of gold cardstock, foiled cardstock that I had from my stash. I've cut those down, and now I'm going to stamp out my sentiment. I just wanted to make sure that I had plenty of room to do so. So I'll pull in some VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink, stamp down Merry Christmas on both of them. Then we can start gluing down our pieces. Now I just recently refilled this glue bottle with the refill, and so it was very juicy and very, the glue was pretty wet. So it came out pretty quickly. That's why I'm having to wipe some of that away. Typically that glue doesn't come out that wet. So I'm just having to be extremely careful with how much glue I put down. You could use foam tape on these images, but I wanted these to be simple Christmas cards, easy mailers. So that's why I'm using just some liquid glue. Lining that up on my glass mat, putting our piece down, our gold piece, and then we'll attach down our image just over the top of that gold piece. Let that dry for a little bit, and we'll bring in some card bases. And I'm going to tie the inside to the outside, so I'm going to ink up our little penguin with our Screamin' Green and stamp that on the inside. And then for our other one, we will ink up our little cocoa mug with that Raging Red and stamp that on the inside. And then now they're ready, so we can flip those over, trim off the excess of both of those. And these panels were cut down to 4 inches by 5 1/4, so they are a little bit smaller than an A2 size card. So that will leave a little bit of a white border. I like that. Frames it up nicely. And then once we get those attached, we are going to embellish. Couldn't leave it just there. So I brought in some Nuvo Dream Drops in the color Gold Luxe. I don't know if these are still out there, but I love using these. They're so pretty and shiny, and they kind of bring in that gold from the little gold strip that we put in. I'll even use this on the stars on the Merry Christmas sentiment. And then we'll just add a few pops of that over on this one, kind of in the same area. And then I'm going to take these and kind of just tap them down. So that way it'll make those look a little bit more like enamel dots. And that's going to finish off our cards for today. So like I said, this is the stamp of the month. I'm going to have it linked down below if you're interested in checking it out. If you liked this video, be sure to hit that like button and consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. And big thank you to all of you who watch, subscribe, use my affiliate links. You all are amazing. And I'll see you very soon in another video. Bye, everybody.